classic car enthusiasts, and welcome to Classic Car Cave. So just do a quick intro here. What I've done some film on the XK150, some of the parts that are going into the car, and I've gone back and looked at some of the old videos. If you can hear a noise in the background, it's my neighbour mowing his lawn. And the video is from October the 2nd, 2016, so it's over 3 years ago. This is when we first started getting into the car before it was sandblasted, and we repaired the inner wings for the tonneau cover, and then we decided it was so bad the tonneau was hardly attached to the car, so we ended up cutting it off completely and starting again because it needed all new returned edges on it. So what I've tried to do is I've picked this video back up because I dumped the original video. I've picked it back up from YouTube, and this was with a handheld camera. Obviously the lighting's not great, it's not that good now, but at least the camera I have now is much superior to what I had. But you can at least see how it was before and how it is now, or as we go on. So I just wanted to keep you informed on that. So next week I'm going to take the track car down to the weighbridge and get it weighed. When I have that and I have the official bill of the weight of the car, then I will do a video and announce for people to put the comments in and guess the weight. So I'll put that up next week sometime. I hope you enjoy the video. Take care. Looking at the XK150 Roadster. So a couple of things I just want to point out. We've only just put this body on to this running chassis. Obviously we've taken the steering back off and pedals and so on and so forth. But a couple of things have come pretty much straight away. Now obviously this was a twin carburetor as the SE was, and this has now got the triples on it like the S specification, and you can see we've had to cut that in a wing out. So there's actually an air box that goes in there, which I'll show you in a second. But a couple of things have come up. For instance, you can see where on this last fuel bowl here, where the banjo union goes on, and that's going to be tight there, so we're going to have to kind of re-engineer that slightly. A couple of other things that have come up. This shield, this heat shield from the bodywork is it needs reshaping to get it on right. So we'll have to do that. There's a few areas that have come up that we will need to kind of fix up. So this is basically the Bible for XK 150s, 140s, 120 by this guy here, Bernard Wyatt, and it's the Jaguar XK 150 Explored. So there's difference. The stuff in here, there's very few photographs. It's mostly drawings, but beautifully done. So you can see the chassis there, and you can actually see where each of the fibre washers and aluminium washers go, and how many there should be on each one to make it line up correctly. And so we've actually put that in place now. So there's a couple of other little things in here. You can see this is, for instance, some of the front body panels, but because this is being turned into an S specification car, and as you can see there isn't a lot of room down the side there. So this has this air filter, or this air box. It's got a bit of surface rust on it at the moment, but there's basically a foam insert goes inside that, and obviously to take that off, you've got to be able to get into it sideways on. So this is the new panel that goes in, and basically what this does is give you the room to put the air box inside it. So I had to buy this from a company called Leaping Cats in the UK, and these are the panels that go with it. So what we have to do is we'll take the wheel off, get it up a bit so we can actually fit this all in place, and make sure that this filter can go on and off the car without being too much of a fuss. But you can imagine how tight that is to get that in there. So we have to do a fair bit of cutting away and then making good of the metal. As you know, yesterday we sandblasted this wing. You can see there's a repair panel down there on the bottom, and that return edge there is pretty bad. That's going to have to be completely repaired. And as you can see here, it's quite rotten on that edge. So this is the new panel we just put in there, up to there. There's another new one at the other end there. You can see we've redone it. So this wing was actually in pretty good condition, apart from that gaping hole there. But on the other one, I'll show you, it's quite bad. It's going to need an extensive returned edge on that. You can see it's completely gone there. In fact, it's right over. You see it's fairly bad all the way up. So what we'll do is we'll sandblast this one tomorrow, but we'll just sandblast the area where we're going to cut it. No, there's no point in sandblasting this, obviously. We'll just sandblast it back a little bit on that edge and on the inside. The difference in those wings, that's now repaired. You can see they're repaired all the way up. There was basically most of them had no panels on them at all, and there's a few bits and pieces we have to do, but generally they're there. They've got to be repaired here, lead loaded and so on. These returned edges, you can see on this particular one, that's all brand new down there, and then this one hasn't been done yet. You can see it's quite bad there down the edge, so that's got to be repaired, and that one's already done. So we'll rebuild them as well, but they're generally there, just need a bit of fettling. But the edges have come out quite good, considering there was nothing there, and we've had to attach it to the car, and we put them on and they seem to fit out well enough. Boot floor here, he's cut some of the pieces out already. This is this opposite side, so there's a cover over here, but you can see underneath this is in pretty bad shape, so we'll have to replace this piece as well. You can see it's spot welded there and there, and then again there and there. What we will do is save these corners, and there's a new rear valance going on it because it's absolutely full of filler underneath. Sorry, the light's not pretty great, but yeah, it's in quite poor condition, so we'll just replace it. Oh, the light's a bit better there. You can see it's absolutely full. So I've got a new one coming, but we won't take that one off until the new one comes. Unfortunately, the back end was in very poor shape here, and we basically had to drill out the pieces that were in it. So what we've done is copied them because they were in fairly poor condition, and making reproductions. Unfortunately, you can't buy these down sections. So normally they would sit like this, and then there would be a plate on top. So this is one that was made before. So this is basically a recreation of the original, which were pretty bad, but we kept them so we could use all the numbers and check them to see if they fit. And as you can see, that would go in basically like that. Unfortunately, that one's dropped off, but never mind. And then obviously bolt through there and bolt through there, and then reattach to the inner wing. So we have to make another one up for the other side. This is the start of one, just the basics of it, the basic bends, but that's basically how it would go in there like that. So these are all jobs that have got to be done before we can look at putting the tonneau on. So we have to put them in place, weld them in place, make all the holes for them, bolt them down, and then we can start looking at the floor, the floor of the boot. So basically this piece here is for the wheel well, and that fits inside there like that. And obviously this is why the aluminium tank, or the original tank which was metal, goes in like that so the wheel can fit in, the spare wheel. And then there's the drop sides here, one there and one there, and then the baseboard which is there. So this is the one we're going to make up for the other side, which will fit in here. This was the very first attempt we had at making one, and although it lined up nicely, unfortunately it was shy there. So if you see that the holes do actually You can see the holes do line up. You can see it shine on the end. So we obviously have to make this one up, which has got a longer reach on it, which slides inside. Okay, the holes are not in this yet, but that's what we've had to do, because that didn't go over the end there. I could have probably tacked a piece on, but we ended up making a complete new one. So that's where we are so far. These are the corner brackets, and yeah, we've got a few bits and pieces to go on, and I need to go back and look at some of the old videos. So that's where we are. I hope you'll watch in on these videos and watch this getting built up, the body, not just the body work, but all the other bits and pieces as making panels, and I'll try and go through the process and show you how we do it anyway. And yeah, look forward to your comments. But on that note, stay safe, keep the faith, and enjoy your hobby. Take care.